Hello everybody, my name is Rolak, and welcome back to Darksiders 2. In the last episode, we switched consoles and defeated the Demon Lord Belial in Earth, avenging the fallen humans that the Hunter has given up, while also taking the life of the Hunter, as he didn't deem his life necessary to live anymore. In today's episode, with every single thing done, and I mean every single thing done, we'll ignore that one. We have nothing else to do but to descend into the Well of Souls and confront its champion of corruption. Let's see what awaits us as we plunge into our final goal. I have equipped a different set of armor, as I didn't really want to actually set myself up to be a bit easy for the fight, but with all the health steal it's giving me. I also swapped off of Black Demise into Chaos Fangs to be a bit more, thematic about things, but aside from that, our final challenge awaits.
Have you ever wondered, Death, why you are untouched, while those around you wither and rot in the grip of corruption? Could it be that you are already blackened by the sin of betrayal? How can you defeat that which seethes in your own heart? You cannot stop me without forever damning your soul! Then so be it.
Avatar of Chaos, Absalom. So, Absalom is very fast with his attacks, he's got some very large AoE effects, and he will hit you very hard. Just go ahead and whack him whenever he's down like that. Go for an execution. He's gotten a bit bigger and his range has increased quite a bit. He's able to throw his axe Absolution to us. We're able to just dish out a lot of more damage than we need to deal to him. Might be a bit overtuned for this fight. There we go. Go for another one. Shrunken back down, more to an appropriate normal size. And he's got his little graspy thorns that Gore similarly had. Still has all the moves of his previous forms, but he's also a lot more weaker now and a lot more quick. Back up. Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. Mash out of it. Or not. Well, had to take some hits. That does seem to pretty much half your health, but
Take my hand once more, brother.
Pretty sure that was supposed to be a sound effect there.
Killed Absalom, stopped the corruption. I stand at last at the Well of Souls, with no idea what I must do next.
It is quite simple, and yet most difficult.
I'm in no humor for riddles, Crowfather.
You may tap the power of the well to return the kingdom of man, or you may resurrect the Nephilim. But know that choosing one will forever doom the other.
My brother War. I would protect him above all.
To return man to the earth will require a sacrifice. From death came life, and the seeds of humanity were resown. But death's journey was not ended. On the shattered earth, his brother War had slain the Destroyer.
You will be hunted. The White City for certain, the Council, and there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
War had broken the seventh seal, summoning the horsemen of the apocalypse. And the number of the riders shall ever be 4.
And there we have it. That is Darksiders 2. Put the controller down, relax, and get to talking. So, this game is a lot of fun. It is aggravating in so often spots. It's making me so angry I can't even speak right. I understand that the company that made this game, THQ Nordic, or THQ at the time, did go bankrupt a little bit after this game released. I think it was like a couple of years after Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition released. And I can understand why they can't really, troubleshoot a few things, but I feel like they could have done a bit better on the playtesting parts, especially for the PC version. And not even that, the console versions are still also kind of a mess. I'm not too sure about the ones that they were released on originally, probably like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Those ones probably worked out just fine. I wouldn't know because I never played on that. The first time I played this game was on the Wii U, and that was already a mess. The frame rate was awful. The graphics were obviously a bit watered down, and the game crashed far more often than any other time I've ever played the game. It would just crash randomly sometimes when I shoot stone, when I'm just walking, killing enemies. I mean, I'm not saying this game didn't also crash several times. It did crash, twice? Once when we were fighting the Abyssal Forge, and twice, and the second time was during the Soul Arbiter's Maze. But that was it. Those were the only 2 moments where it crashed, which, understandable. Fucking, the Abyssal Forge was understandable because there was just so much fire there. I don't know what happened in the Arbiter's Maze, but that was just, yeah. But yeah. And also that really stupid bug in Demon Lord Belial. That was just inexcusable. Thankfully, there are no achievements attached to that, so I can probably get this game 100% at some point in my life. But yeah, this game is fun. It is quite different from Darksiders 1. Darksiders 1 was more of a mix between God of War and Legend of Zelda. God of War mostly for like the combat styles and stuff. Zelda for more or less the dungeon and the exploration and the items and whatnot. Darksiders 2 kind of gets away from the... It still has dungeons, but the dungeons are very different. Unlike in Darksiders 1, where dungeons take up multiple floors and may or may not take up multiple, like probably like an hour, maybe 40 minutes of worth. The dungeons in this game are a lot more shorter, but there are a lot more of them and a lot more mini dungeons. I think the best example is probably the Black Stone, honestly. I did not expect that dungeon to be so short. I was honestly expecting it, especially since it was, you know, the very last dungeon. So I don't know what was going on about that. But yeah, and here's all the voice works. Excellent voice cast. Michael Wincott is such a phenomenal choice for Death. A lot of Troy Baker. Yeah, Fred Tatasciore, Steve Bloom. A lot of Fred Tatasciore. Oh yeah, there is some more. Yeah, we did voice for the Wailing Host. But yeah, yeah, this game is a very different. It also has the gear system, which is, you know, prevalent in a lot of like RPGs and stuff. A lot of people compare it to Diablo, which I understand because, you know, the whole like, I mean, the whole gear system thing is very Diablo. I don't know if it did start with Diablo or not, but it is, you know, very standard for RPGs and stuff with like uncommon rares, epics, and, you know, legendaries and whatnot. But yeah, honestly, it's kind of a pain to pay attention to all the armor and stuff. The best armor is agreeably the Abyssal Armor. And how you get that is you have to go through the game twice, essentially. You have to play the game in New Game Plus if you want to unlock all the parts of the Abyssal Armor. Because the only one you get through normal playthrough is completing Antiquing, which is Ostagoth's quest for the relics. That's the only one you can get through normal gameplay. The other ones you have to go through, I'm pretty sure they're all through the Crucible, which is basically a gauntlet run. Let me just look it up real quick, exactly how you get the Abyssal Armor. Because I'm pretty sure it is just through all the, let's see. Abyssal Armor, okay. Yeah, the Abyssal Armor is really good. It gives you good crit, strength, and defense. It does not, however, give you any resistance. So you're going to be taking a lot of damage from, like, everything that's not physical. But for the most part, it's arguably the best armor set in the game. So yeah, oh my god, we could have gotten the Abyssal Plate! Oh, we could have gotten the Abyssal Plate because apparently you get it... God damn it. So the Abyssal Plate, which is, you know, the chest piece, is rewarded for breaking all the breakable objects in the Death Tomb in Shadow's Edge. I didn't break everything in that tomb. Damn it. But yeah, the gauntlets you get given by Ostagoth after returning his 30 lost relics, and the Abyssal Boots is the reward for completing 50 waves in the Crucible. The Abyssal Spaulders are awarded upon completing 100 waves in the Crucible, which can only be done in New Game Plus, because the Crucible only goes up to wave 75 in the normal gameplay. New Game Plus allows you to go up to level 30, and there's also a bunch of different like new weapons you can get. The Ice Giant in the very first segment of the game gives you like a brand new weapon. I think it's a hammer. No, I think it's arm blades. Draven gives you static scythes, which are basically just scythes with electric damage. I think you get something from Samael after you defeat him. I'm actually going to look it up exactly what there needs to be. Yeah, legendary secondary weapons. Let's see. It's a very helpful guide by, what's his name? I'm going to shout him out right here. Marthos.
You are alone, Lilith? Where are my Nephilim?
My prince,
The end war is upon us. Yet instead of the army you promised me, death has returned man to the balance.
I await your punishment.
This time, Lilith, you will get no pleasure from it.
And we unlocked Nightmare Mode. What Nightmare Mode is, I'm pretty sure that's just the highest difficulty available. And yes, we can start over a new game with New Game Plus. This will override our save data. Yeah, and we didn't really have any side quests done, so yeah, let's do it. So yeah, once you have New Game Plus, you get a little plus sign next to it. But yeah, you get a little bit of bonus stuff in New Game Plus. For example, I think it's Frostforged Twins. No, those are from the... No, that's from Argul's Tomb. Okay, you get scythes from defeating the Ice Giant. That's what it is. You get a lot of weapons in New Game Plus that you didn't get in the normal gameplay. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. It's incredibly buggy, and I cannot really recommend anywhere to play it. It's playable on pretty much every modern-day console. It's available on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. If you want to troubleshoot the game on PC, that's probably the best version you can go for. But I really honestly recommend just fully troubleshooting it just so it works properly. The Switch version is a bit iffy. It's a bit buggy here and there. And the Xbox and PlayStation version are probably the same as the Switch. Honestly, I really don't know. I played the Definitive Edition. It has all the DLC and has all the stuff. And you can't even buy the original version anymore, so, you know, it's obvious in that regard. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to go through it finally after a very long amount of time. Will I be doing Darksiders 3 and Genesis? Eventually. Once I actually properly 100% those games in due time. I've beaten 3. I haven't been through Genesis just yet. But in due time, we will be going over those games. But, with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. My name has been Rollock. And until next time, you all have yourselves a good day. Goodbye.